Hey guys, I am so excited to have each of you on this call today. And I'm grateful that you're willing to learn about why I'm so passionate for not only what I do as a business owner, but also as a busy mom. First, I'm going to start off with a little bit about myself. One word can sum me up, and that word is going to be martial arts. For those of you that know me really well, martial arts is a huge passion of mine. But if you haven't known me for a long time, you would never know that that's not my background or where I came from. I started martial arts through a cardio kickboxing class. I actually found the deal on Living Social. I was 200 pounds overweight and just in the middle of a divorce. And I had zero self confidence. And I was absolutely miserable. I was in the darkest time of my life. So I became addicted to kickboxing. I loved it. It was my passion. It was my everything. I'd even distanced myself from all of my family. And because of the situation I was in, I'd been completely distanced from all of my friends. So I was thoroughly involved. All my friends were in kickboxing. I was thoroughly there. I was there 6 days a week. If they were open, if there was kickboxing class, you can bet that I showed up and I was there. It didn't take long for me to just be empowered and love what I was doing. And then shortly then, one of the instructors at the martial arts school I was taking the class at complimented me on some of my forms, some of my roundhouse kicks, and it's so crazy because that one little compliment kind of sparked an interest in me. And it went from one compliment to him making comments here and there to all of a sudden the girls at the front desk, who were at this point started becoming close friends of mine, we're like, yeah, we're all starting karate. You should start too. So I did. I started karate and I was nervous and scared. I was nervous and scared to take the class to begin with, the kickboxing class. But I started karate and I loved it even more. I was learning the techniques that I had been taught in kickboxing. I was learning how to use them even more and better. And before you knew it, I had lost 60 pounds. 60 pounds. I was in better shape than I had even been when I was in high school as a lifeguard. I felt amazing. And shortly after that, I discovered mixed martial arts, MMA. And when the first time, I remember specifically, the first time I stepped in the ring, it was like this homemade cage, and it was just me sparring against one of the other girls in my class. But I remember the first time I got in there, I had no idea what I was doing. I had pads on and my gloves, but I had never like physically contacted with someone that much because I wasn't at that level in karate yet. And I remember she punched me in the face, and it ignited this fire that had started from the little bit of sparks that started with kickboxing that turned into fire in karate, and it turned into this like massive flame that just completely changed my entire life. And before I knew it, I was competing. I was in grappling tournaments and working my way up to my goal, which was to fight in the cage, to be an MMA fighter. No one who knew me when I was a kid probably ever would have thought that I was doing that. And in fact, even my family wasn't very supportive of me doing martial arts to begin with because they didn't understand why I would want to be why I would want to do that. And interestingly enough, my family is pretty athletic. Like the backgrounds in our family, we have a lot of athletes. So it's not surprising that I love martial arts as much as I do, and it's not surprising that this finally my niche. But but I think it kind of took everyone for a little bit of a whirlwind because it kind of came from a different place. And, growing up, I had no confidence. I was kind of taught to, I was conditioned to, always put others before yourself. But unfortunately, a lot of the times we kind of take that for granted, and we don't always say that you need to put yourself first too. You need to take care of yourself. And that's vitally important because if you want to help other people, you need to take care of yourself. So, anyways, that is my rant on that. But it was only a few years after my new adventure had started that I had met someone who also had the same passion and flair for martial arts that I did. And I even kind of used to think he was ridiculous for always practicing kata, which is the forms in karate, and like random places like the grocery store. But I soon learned that that's just your nature. Like once you're fully involved in art like that, in a sport like that, it just becomes your life. Like it becomes a lifestyle. And so in some way I found it endearing too. So, but shortly after we started dating, then I found out that I was pregnant with a baby girl. And it had come as quite a shock because I had just left my previous job, which was at the martial arts studio that I loved and still am close with and still train at, actually. And that my boyfriend had trained at. And I just left to start like a whole new career. So I had just started a new job after finding out that I was pregnant. In a career path that I thought was going to help me use my skills even further that I'd learned in martial arts. So when I started this new career path, in my mind at the time, it seemed like it was the right decision, like this was where I was supposed to be. But then 2 weeks after I started the position and found out I was pregnant, it took me for a whirlwind. Not only that, but I was also trying to get to the fitness level so I could actually get in the cage and compete. And I was training for another grappling tournament, and everything kind of fell apart. It felt like my world, I just didn't know what to do. And then I ended up being hospitalized and heard her heartbeat for the first time. And I knew that career path was not for me, that I was not going to spend all of my days working full time when there is this precious little child that I now get to raise. So I, through struggles and the sickness and depression that I had when I was pregnant, I had a friend of mine was actually doing all these online fitness programs. And I was still teaching kickboxing at this point. Like I had become a kickboxing instructor. I didn't talk about that at all, but I became a kickboxing instructor about a year and a half before that. And after I found out I was pregnant, like just because I was pregnant didn't mean I wasn't going to be a kickboxing instructor. Like I worked out, and if you've seen any of my training videos, I'm 9 months pregnant still doing kickboxing, despite the fact that I was miserably nauseous all the time. And so when I had seen my friend doing online health and fitness groups, I thought that maybe that was something that I should consider. And hi, baby. And so I did. I signed up to become a health and fitness coach with Beachbody, and had I knew the programs because I in my journey through like what helped me get up to par with martial arts and MMA was I was using Beachbody programs, P90X, but I'd never like fully done a program all the way through. It was more of just supplementing to help me maintain my cardio level when I couldn't necessarily go to a kickboxing class and whatnot. So I'd been very familiar with the programs, and I had been very familiar with Shakeology because I had been using Shakeology for years because of and if you're an athlete, you've probably done like various protein shakes or supplements, and so that's what I was used. I was used to taking various supplements and protein shakes because of my training experience. But I'd known Shakeology was one of the best that I could be in the market, so I was already a customer. I had already knew the products pretty well. So when I signed up to do PIO actually during my pregnancy because my friend was doing it through her pregnancy, and I thought that would be a good way for me to maintain my fitness level, but not as intense as, kickboxing and punching people. um, so I signed up as a coach, and it was actually perfect for me. I found out that it was able to help me live out my passions. I have had accountability. I was able to work out consistently. And the best part of it all is being home with my baby girl. And this is what I'm doing now. I'm still on my postpartum journey, even though she's almost a year old. Still trying to work my way back because I went from, being the thinnest I've ever been to being right back from where I started. And the only way to get back down to it is through consistency and eating right and encouragement and accountability. And having these online accountability groups is huge because I'm able to connect with women that have been in my position. Because going back to my gym, I mean, don't get me wrong, I still do karate, and I still have a great family there, and I still even hang out at the MMA gym that I used to, and I still teach live classes there also because I love it and I have a passion for it. Um, but the guys in the MMA gym aren't gonna know what it's like to come back from having a baby because your guys, you just don't, they just have no idea. So having this online community of women who have gone from pregnant to fit to pregnant and done the cycle sometimes more than a few times has really been encouraging and uplifting. And it's not only helped build me as a person, but it's also helped me build as a mentor and as a coach so I can help my friends and family. And probably like one of the most beneficial things about being a part of the company that I am with Beachbody is that they develop all the programs. Like they have professionals that do diligent research on fitness programs and nutrition and health. And we're not talking fads, we're talking clean eating, we're talking real fitness, like using your body, using weights, how to properly do forms. They have this wealth of knowledge in this entire wealth of knowledge, what we call the back office, that I can educate myself with. And also I'm able to reach out to coaches that have kind of been in the business longer than me to give me more knowledge about what they know and what to look at, when to look at it. And so that's pretty much what I do. I'm a fitness instructor that's passionate about fitness, and I'm helping other people get on the right plan for nutrition and live a healthier lifestyle. And then I'm also a mentor now, helping other women who are in similar positions as me, women who want to stay home with their children and don't want to go out to work for 8 hours a day and then come home and be exhausted and tired and then have to do, the housework and all of that. My goal is to help women like me who want to have the flexibility. So life as a boss mom pretty much looks like this. I work my business around my daughter. When she's napping, That's when I get to work. If she's having a great day and completely content, which she's generally a happy baby, then I put her, on the floor next to me, put some toys out, and I sit and I work on my laptop next to her. If she's having a really fussy day, then business gets put aside for the minute and I focus on her. Sometimes on really rough days, like when she's teething, like right now, I don't get any business done until her father comes home or until a family member comes over and helps watch her while I can work a little bit. So I know I'm very fortunate and very lucky to have this business opportunity, but what the amazing part is that this business opportunity is available to anyone who just wants to grab reins of it and go for it. So that's what life is like as a boss mom. That's how I got into being a boss mom. And a little bit of information about my family and lifestyle. I look forward to getting all your guys' questions and answering them. Feel free to email me. After our conference is over, I'm going to, I've recorded it, so I'm going to post this on the Facebook link and then also on my YouTube page, and then so you guys have access to it. So in the event page, feel free to send me out any of your questions, messages, whatever you guys are interested in. I'd be happy to answer. If I don't have the answers, I will find them for you. All right. Thanks so much for joining me tonight. You guys have been awesome and so patient with all the technical difficulties that I've had. And I look forward to talking with you guys soon. Thanks so much and have a great night.